Come on forward. There's plenty of room up front. Step on forward, please.
Just real quickly, we do take attendance, and a lot of you are new, so Rebecca and Janae are going to be taking attendance. And if you're a new face, they might be staring at you for a long time trying to figure out who you are, okay? So just if they need help learning what your name is to your face, just give them a little whisper of who you are, all right? And welcome.
Good afternoon. How was your first day of classes? Awesome. I hear this is a pretty quiet group. Time will tell. Last year's senior class was pretty rowdy. They were pretty loud, not in a bad way. So we've had cycles where it's been quiet student bodies, where it's just like, wow, is anybody here? And other times where you can tell people are there. So we'll see what the personality of this student body is like. Okay, we are trying to spread out orientation.
Ok, yo voy a hacer la traducción, así que para aquellos que no saben todavía, están intentando ahí agarrarle al idioma, él va a dar la orientación de la escuela.
Wow, I said that much? Okay. So you'll get 30 minutes for 4 days, maybe 3.
Serán en 4 días, 30 minutos.
We're going to cover the highlights.
Y vamos a hablar sobre las reseñas.
So we're not going to cover the whole handbook.
No vamos a ver todo lo que es el manual escolar.
It would be good if you read the handbook.
Así que sería bueno que ustedes le den una leída.
Because you are responsible for what's in there.
Porque ustedes serán responsables de lo que contiene.
So first off,
así que primero,
this is a bit of a challenge to you.
Esta es un poco de reto, es un reto.
This school is only as special as its people.
Esta escuela es especial por su gente.
So how you treat others
Como tú tratas a los demás
is going to be very important to how successful this school year is.
será importante para su crecimiento.
The Bible says you put other people first, right?
La Biblia dice hay que poner a los demás antes.
God first, your neighbor second, yourself last.
Primero Dios, luego los demás y a ti mismo de último.
So if you have that mentality, then everybody's going to take care of everybody.
Cuando tenemos esta mentalidad, tendremos una bonita comunidad.
Does that make sense?
¿Están de acuerdo?
So this is a quiet group. Some people respond verbally, and if it's a loud group, you guys can respond by nodding. That'd be fine.
Pueden responder
Yes or
con
no. Yes.
con su cabeza.
Sean, thanks, man. You're giving a good example for the nodding, a bit at least. Also, it's about attitude.
Estamos hablando sobre nuestra actitud.
We're a boarding school.
Somos una escuela de internado.
If you haven't figured it out,
Y si no lo sabes aún,
It's like you're living in an apartment complex
Es como si estás viviendo en unos departamentos
with 60 apartment people in each dorm.
con mucha gente en cada cuarto.
So we have to have rules
Así que, por supuesto, tenemos que tener reglas
for society.
para tener una sociedad.
Some of these rules will have nothing to do with biblical salvation.
Hay algunas de estas reglas que no tienen nada que ver con la Biblia.
It'll only be just how we're going to interact as a group.
Es sobre cómo nosotros nos llevamos como un grupo.
Some of them are standards that we hold here within the Pennsylvania Conference.
Algunas de ellas son de estándares que tiene nuestra conferencia de Pensilvania.
Such as when we start talking about the jewelry policy.
Por ejemplo, cuando hablamos sobre las joyas.
And other things are just to make you annoyed.
Y algunas de otras solo es para molestarlos. Realmente.
Just kidding. There's always
No es
a
cierto.
reason for the rules that we have.
No es cierto. Siempre hay una razón del por qué tenemos estas reglas.
Okay, so this is a functioning church.
¿Ok? Estamos en la iglesia.
So we do have church members that are not students or staff members.
Bueno, esta es como una comunidad de iglesia, pero hay algunos de ustedes que no son creyentes, tanto aquí como el cuerpo estudiantil o la comunidad.
So when we have church or vespers in here,
Así que cuando tenemos cultos en este lugar,
there are two reasons why we want you to sit in front of that pillar.
hay dos razones las cuales queremos que se sienten enfrente de.
Number one, we want you closer. That thing there.
Enfrente de ¿cómo se dice? Pilar, gracias, amigos, los quiero.
She's doing great.
Es que luego no
I'm
escucho.
trying to keep it simple so I don't frustrate her like I
Yeah.
did a few years ago. So the first is we want you closer.
Los queremos más cerca.
So it makes for better. A lot of times we have discussion stuff, and if you're all spread out, it kind of makes it feel that way.
Y cuando todos están realmente sentados en diferentes partes, de pronto y tenemos conversaciones que no deberíamos.
The second reason is with church members, if we spread out, it'll make it uncomfortable for them and their families coming in. So we just say everybody sit in front of that second beam.
Igual tenemos de pronto familias que vienen a visitar o de la comunidad, entonces es mejor que nuestros estudiantes estén más cerca después de ese pilar.
The second thing is,
La segunda razón,
second thing is, there should be no more than 10 people to a bench.
no deberían haber más de 10 personas por banca.
So I'm going to give an example, and you guys don't have to change right now, but you guys that are right here, there's 12 of you on that bench. Louis, stand up.
Aquí no hay
Since you're a
problema,
leader. Louis'
pero
bench there.
aquí tenemos
So-
12 personas en esa banca de Louis.
Yeah, so there's 12 there. Now, you guys are all tiny, and it fits, and it works.
Y bueno, todos están chiquitos y se entiende, pero
And you don't have to move right now.
no se tienen que mover ahora, no se preocupen por hoy.
But when there are some groups, we've had 15 try to get on a bench before.
Hay veces que luego quieren entrar 15 en la pobre banca.
I would be a claustrophobic mess.
Y realmente yo me sentiría muy claustrofóbico, gracias.
Yeah, because they're sitting on top of each other virtually, and
Porque luego
kinda-
están muy cerca entre
everybody's got
ustedes.
their arms up, and it's like we can squeeze more in if we put our arms up.
Así que sí queremos menos personas en las bancas, 10.
So we want to have some separation.
Queremos separación,
Need to have room for air to flow through.
ocupamos que fluya el aire entre ustedes.
A few years ago during COVID, we had yellow dots every 5 feet.
Cuando teníamos COVID teníamos marquitas que decía dónde se iban a sentar.
It was nice. It was
Fue bueno.
Really nice. There's plenty of space and airflow.
Nos dio ese espacio,
But when you're sitting close together, your attention many times gets focused where it shouldn't be.
pero cuando se sientan muy cerca, luego nos desenfocamos de lo que es importante.
So is it a big sin to send 14 to a bench?
Así que realmente esto es, no sé cómo decirlo, pero solo está recalcando.
No.
No.
Translate for myself. It's not. It's something that we do here as a community.
Es para que nuestra comunidad esté cómoda
So
también.
does that rule make sense now? At least you may not agree with it, but you at least understand what we're thinking. Right?
¿Entendemos esta regla?
You can nod if you'd like. Yes. Nod. Okay.
Ok.
And there's plenty of space because like this front bench here, I don't spit a whole lot, and there's front bench here and stuff you could sit on. And
Sí, así que estas bancas no tengan miedo, siéntense acá.
also now let's change a little bit of, continuing this train of thought of rules.
Bien, vamos a cambiar un poquito.
So how you respond to rules
Hablemos sobre cómo ustedes responden a las reglas.
will determine a lot of how you enjoy yourself here.
Eso realmente va a determinar cómo tú te sientes en este lugar.
So let me give you an example,
Así que ahí les doy un ejemplo.
because I went to boarding school a long time ago.
Yo fui a una escuela como esta hace mucho tiempo.
So how many of you partake of flesh food?
¿Cuántos de ustedes, you say?
Meat.
Eh,
Eat meat. How many of you eat meat?
¿Cuántos de
Carne.
ustedes comen carne?
Okay? So when I was in academy,
Así que cuando yo estaba en una academia,
I also ate meat.
yo también comía carne.
I've learned a better way. My body feels a lot better.
Pero aprendí y ahora como diferente, mi cuerpo se siente mejor.
But then I ate meat.
Pero antes yo comía tacos.
The school doesn't serve meat.
La escuela no sirve carne.
So that means I can have a really bad attitude about it,
Así que puede que tengas una actitud media mala sobre eso.
or I can let it not bother me and my attitude can be positive.
O puede dejar que no me enoje ese aspecto y seguir con la vida.
It's your choice.
Es tu decisión.
But if you choose to let it get to you, to let it be a negative,
Pero si tú dejas que